Hey friends, welcome back to Transmath 2 online. We are starting out with a new unit today. We are on Unit 3, Lesson 1, and we're going to be reviewing the concept of multiplication, and we're going to talk over what line segments are, lines, rays, and labeling points. So, we're going to start with just reviewing multiplication and the concept of multiplication. We can use models to help visualize multiplication. This is our first problem, 5 times 4. When we look at this in a model, the model has 5 rows of circles, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 circles in each row. The model shows the repeated addition problem, 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4. So the multiplication problem, 5 times 4, is the same as 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, which equals 20. You can also count all of the circles in the model to get the same answer of 20. Another way we could look at this is by using a number line. We can show skip counting by 4 on the number line 5 times to represent 5 times 4. We would count by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which shows the pattern for counting by 4s, giving us our answer of 20. Another model we can use to solve 4 times 5 is called an area model. It shows a rectangle that's made up of different units. The length of the rectangle is 5 units across, and the height, or the width, is 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. The area of the rectangle is 5 times 4 and equals 20 square units. Now let's multiply a whole number and a unit fraction. We can skip count on a number line to multiply 3 by 1/2. Notice this number line counts by 1/2. We skip count by half 3 times to show 3 times half. 1, 2, 3. So 3 times half is 3 over 2, or 3 halves. The number line clearly shows the counting pattern, 1/2, 2/2, 3 halves. From this lesson forward, we will use the dot symbol for multiplication instead of the multiplication cross. The dot symbol is customary in higher grade levels. We can also use rods to model multiplication problems. Let's look at the problem 2 times 1/3. We first model the whole and the unit fraction. 3 of the rods for the unit fraction must equal the length of the rod for the whole. So the white rod can be the unit fraction and the light green rod can be the whole. Then we show multiplying by 2 by using 2 unit fractions. So 2 times 1/3 is 2/3. These same rods can be used to multiply a non-unit fraction by a whole number. We're going to look at the problem 3 times 2 over 5. The first model the whole and the non-unit fraction 2/5. 5 white rods make 1 yellow rod, so 2 white rods represents 2/5. Now show multiplying by 3 by repeating 2/5 a total of 3 times using the rods. 1, 2, 3. So 3 times 2/5 is 6/5. Notice that 6/5 is an improper fraction that is greater than 1 because the numerator is greater than the denominator. It is 1/5 rod longer than the whole. Let's look at this problem again, but use a number line this time to multiply. We can think of this as skip counting 2/5 3 times. Count by 2/5 1, 2, 3 times. The counting pattern is 2/5 to 4/5 and 6/5. So 3 times 2/5 is 6/5. The second part of our lesson for Unit 1 today, we're going to talk about points and line segments. A point marks a single location. We've used these when we've worked with number lines throughout our first 2 units. When we label a point, we use a letter. This is point A. A line segment is part of a line. It has a starting point and an ending point. When we name a line segment, we name it by its starting and its ending points. This line segment, for example, is line segment AB. We use a special symbol when we name a line segment, a single line over the endpoints. What are lines and rays? Lines are different from line segments. They have an arrow at each end, which means lines go on forever. We name a line by 2 points on a line. The name of this line is CD, and we use a special symbol like this when we name a line. A ray has a starting point and then goes on forever in only one direction. Rays are named by the end point and one other point on the ray. The name of this ray is ray EF. We use this special symbol when we write the name of a ray. When do we use these words in math? It seems like we haven't used any of these symbols at all yet, but we will be using them more and more now that we go on to different units. There are situations in geometry where we use diagrams like this one to solve problems. In these situations, it's helpful if we can name the points, lines, line segments, and rays to clearly show our work. There are 3 lines that we can label. How do we label and name a line? We label and name a line by first naming 2 points on the line. On the diagonal line, we name point A and point F. The line is named line AF. On the top horizontal line, we name point B and point C. This line is named line BC. On the bottom horizontal line, we name point DE. This is point D and this is point E, making line DE. That's it for Unit 3, Lesson 1. We'll be using a lot of these geometry symbols and lines and rays a lot more as we go along. So make sure you log on to Schoology to view your homework assignment.